Okay, now so we want to scale the object. We want to make it bigger and smaller. Okay, so we press tab again, tab. Now we want to scale. Okay, or we press S for scale. Scale to S and then we can grow it bigger. Scale S bigger. And we move scale. We move it to the left. We move it to the left to scale smaller. We make it smaller, smaller, and we can zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom out, zoom out. Scale to make it bigger. We move it to the right. Left is smaller, right is bigger. Okay, now we want to scale individual. Let's say we want to scale this piece here, just this. We press tab, then we want to scale, or press 3 for the face, and then we scale bigger like that. You can see you get this weird looking shape. Now we want to click on this face here. As you can see a face here, there we have a face. Then we scale it bigger. We can make it bigger. If you want to make this bigger, we just press S and move to the right and it will scale bigger. As you can see there, now we have this weird looking shape. A face is just like something on, like this is a face. This is another face. This is a face. This is a face. And we have a line also. We click 2 for line. And we have one line there. That's a line. Look, this is another line. And then we have press 1 for vertex. That's another vertex. There's another vertex. There's another vertex. There's another vertex. Okay, so those are all. We have faces. Number 3, face, line, and vertex. All right, on to the next episode. Okay, okay, so let's look at the different types of objects that you can add into a scene. You press Shift A, then you can see here there's many different shapes. There's a plane, a cube, a circle, UV sphere, icosphere, cylinder, cone, torus, grid, and monkey. So let's look at a plane first. As you can see, you press, remember how to rotate around an object. Then you zoom in. Then you press Shift to move it a bit closer. Zoom in a bit more. Shift again. Shift plus middle mouse button. Back, 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 back. Move in, and that's a plane. That's our first object in our or mesh. They call it a mesh rather. Okay, so this is a mesh. Then we add another one. Let's go to mesh. Shift A, press Shift A, then go to mesh, and then you'll find a cube as well. Let's look at the cube. Okay, so now we need to move this cube because it's sitting on top of that plane. So press G, then press Z or X. Press X, then move with your mouse to the right. Move to the right and click right, left mouse button. Okay, now we have this. We have a plane and we have a cube. Okay, now let's add another mesh, a circle, but that's not very relevant now. But let's press G and let's move it in the X axis, or we can just move it like this with the mouse. Press G and then move, G and then move, and then we click there with the left mouse button. Okay, now we can add another mesh. Yeah, they say mesh here, as you can see there. You press Shift A to add, then we add a UV sphere. That's a UV sphere. We just move it there. Then we add again mesh icosphere. Then we move it G to move. Just press G and don't hold G also. Press it. Okay, and then we add another mesh, a cylinder. There's a cylinder. Now we add a cone. Then we move the cone G, move to move cone. Then we add another one, a torus. Then we move it there. We can delete this. This is press delete to delete. Click on and then delete. Then we add another one, a monkey. We skip the grid for now. There we have a monkey head. Then we rotate to see the monkey head. Middle mouse button to rotate. And we're rotating, we're rotating, and shift to move. Shift middle mouse button to move. There we have all our meshes. Rotate around to see them in 3D. Shift to get a nice view of them. Shift middle mouse button. Rotate middle mouse button without shift. Rotate. Now we can see these are all what they call meshes. You can click here by look at my mouse. You can click here and you can add a mesh as well, or you can press Shift A to add a mesh. There we go. Next lesson coming up. Okay, in this lesson we'll try to make this iPhone looking with curves here, and a flat shape like this. So the first thing we have to do is we have to get our mesh. So we press Shift A, hold Shift, press A, and then move your mouse over mesh, and then click a cube. Click on cube with the left mouse button. Now we press G to grab, then we move it on the x-axis. We press G, then we press X to move it closer. Okay, then we press scale, which is we scale on the press S to scale, and then we press Z to scale in the Z axis. So that is pushing it smaller, making it smaller, making it thin. I mean, now it's thin. As you can see, it's similar to their dimensions. You see, it's similar, but we're just gonna play around now. We're not going for accuracy here. Then we want it longer. So we press scale, then we press Y. Y is the Y axis. We move our mouse down to make it longer. Okay, now we have this long brick looking thing, but we want curves here. We want curves on these edges. So what we do is we press tab on your keyboard. Then we click on this line. Remember there are lines, faces, and vertices. We press click on this line. Then we click on that line. Then we click on that line. Now we have the four edges and we want to what they call bevel. They call this bevel. So we press Ctrl plus B and then we bevel it. You will see you might see a shape like this. What you want to do to make it curved is you want to increase. You want to roll your mouse wheel forward. You want to increase, so you roll your mouse wheel forward and then you have this smooth curve. You see? And then you move your mouse if you depending on how you want it curved. Move it down to the left, to the right, or to the left. See? Then you click with your left mouse button to save it. There it's saved now. Now you press tab to go to edit mode. Then you have this nice looking curved phone. It's not complete, but this is the basics. So we're basically starting here. And then you can see that the curve here has a lot of these faces. There's a face here and a face here and a face here. We don't want all these faces. We want it to be a smooth curve. So what we can do is we go to this thing here. It's like a triangle thing, and then we go to normals, and then we say auto smooth. But now what we have to do is right click on the shape, on your shape, and then click shade smooth. Then you'll have a smooth surface like this. As you can see, it's a smooth surface. See, it's a smooth surface. It's no more jagged or lots of faces like that. You see? But this is a bit more advanced, but just for your memory's sake, remember to do that. And then click shade flat. If you want to go back to where you started. Click off this, click shade flat, and then off of that. If you want the smooth thing, you click shade smooth. Then you get this weird looking thing here. To remove that, you just click shade smooth, and then you have a smooth surface here. Usually at 30 degrees, an angle of 30 degrees. But that's more technical. But let's go to the next lesson.